Hello and welcome to Finger Guns. I am one of your fearless co-hosts, Dave Baldwin, and as always, I'm here with...
Tony Baldwin.
James Amatuzio.
And I don't think we even have time to ask how you guys are doing. I just want to get right into this. We are going to dissect the Oscars.
Yeah, postmortem, if you will.
So how do we feel, boys?
So, I had the unique privilege of not watching it live. I recorded it, watched it the day after. I got to sort of skip through it. Didn't have to see a single ad while I watched it. So I got all the highlights and saw all the context, but I watched a 3-hour and 40-minute Oscars broadcast in an hour and a half.
Well, la-di-da.
Yes. So the better question is, how did you both like it? Because you both watched it live and had to sit there for its entire runtime.
It was pretty horrendous. I'm not going to lie to you. It was pretty piss poor. I did not like it in the slightest at all.
So I'm not one to always shit on the Oscars like everyone
Right.
else does. Like, well, I don't like award shows. Oh, it's too long.
Sure.
Blah, 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 blah. I thought last year was fine, other than the fact that they didn't show clips,
Yeah, it
which was a
super
very
weird.
strange thing to do.
And the order that they chose to.
Yes.
Very weird decisions, but
There were some weird decisions. No
Yeah.
clips. Best picture before Best Actor and Best Actress. Somehow setting it up without knowing for sure that Chadwick was going to win.
yeah.
There were a couple of of fouls, a couple of party fouls.
Yeah.
All of that said, I agree with Tony. I thought it was a complete fucking shit show.
Absolutely.
It's one of the worst Oscar ceremonies I have ever watched, and I've been watching for close to 25
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Too focused on things that the Oscars are not,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Everything that wasn't what what is the Oscars if not like a celebration of the people who made films over the last year that were very good, right? Everything else to me is a distraction. So there was a lot of cool moments in here, but the overall execution did not work
Not at all.
at all.
Not at all.
It started off weird. They brought back hosts, which, fine, if you want to bring back hosts. There have been great hosts in the past that have made this work, but everything that wasn't someone accepting an award or someone presenting an award to me, god awful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
definitely.
I love Amy Schumer. I'm one of the few that loves Amy Schumer.
Sure.
And I think she was the best one out of all of them.
I hated her.
Yeah, I knew you would. I knew you would. But like,
I've never enjoyed her as a comedian ever. It's never worked for me. It's never been my thing. So take that as my super biased opinion.
That's okay.
I wasn't going to like her anyway,
That's okay.
and I didn't. So
That's okay. Wanda Sykes was fine, and
Fine.
Regina Hall. I don't know why they made her a
Yeah,
sideshow attraction.
yeah, why
Pretty
was
much.
she like that entire second bit that she did where she was like thirsty and like feeling up Jason Momoa and Josh Brolin and like calling a whole bunch of dudes to the stage and
Yeah, what the hell was that?
What?
Yeah,
what?
That
it was
wasn't
just
funny.
icky and it wasn't funny in the
It was
slightest.
weird.
No, and it was
It's
just based
fucked.
off like a weird setup in the first monologue where she was like, "Hey, and I'm single." Like,
Yeah,
so that led to an entire 15 minutes
yeah. What the hell was that?
of whatever the fuck.
We can't show 8 of the categories.
Yeah, but we got time for this.
Well, we got
we
time,
got time
for
for that
this.
shit.
Yeah.
We can't show Riz Ahmed
Yeah.
being the first Muslim to win an Oscar, but we can show
Yeah.
this.
We don't have. Yeah, we don't have time to just celebrate all 23 categories as designed by the Academy. We got time for DJ Khaled to come out for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
What?
What the hell was that? And seriously, 60 Years of Bond, as introduced by Tony Hawk,
Shaun White.
Sean White, and Kelly Slater.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you
And with the most
fucking
forced
kidding me?
comparisons to get there, where it was like, oh yeah, and we're athletes in our own field, like James Bond isn't hit. Like, get the fuck.
No,
what the
shut
fuck?
the fuck up.
Like, sit down. Judi Dench was right there.
Yeah,
So was Javier Bardem.
yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So was Rami Malek, and he introduced the fucking song.
Yeah. He was being weird. He was like still in character. It was
He
weird.
hasn't broken.
I'm pretty sure that is his character.
Yeah, he
just
just
a weird
ran.
dude, man.
Yeah, he never broke character.
Yeah.
So that was
Seriously.
weird. But yeah, like
Oh,
what
man.
the hell was that? And then P Diddy introduced the Godfather thing that was set to rap
music. Why?
I was crying on the inside because I was like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
An
Like, they're
absolutely
just, like,
beautiful score.
Yeah.
No,
Just
no,
mangled.
we don't need to talk about the score. We can just do these
What?
weird. All I need is green money. Like the fuck. That's not even what.
That
That's not even what it's about.
That's not what it's about. It's
Not
about
at all.
family.
Jesus.
It's about family, and it's about the Catholic Church, and it's about respect.
Would have been more sense to cut in fucking Dominic Toretto in there than anything
Yeah.
else.
yeah.
Like,
Seriously.
it's fine that P Diddy introduced it. Whatever. The
Yeah.
fuck? Who cares? Is his name P Diddy? What's his name now?
I don't
Diddy?
know. Diddy.
Papa Diddy
Go with
Pop.
Diddy.
Or-
Puff Daddy. Sean
Sir-
Combs.
Sean Combs.
Mr. Daddy.
Sean Combs introduced it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That seems like less of a stretch than Tony Hawk introducing.
Oh yeah,
James
at
Bond
least we're in the same
clips.
realm.
And at least all of that said, at least the James Bond clips had "Live and Let Die" over it,
Yeah.
which made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't put the score over The Godfather.
Yeah.
And then Francis Ford Coppola comes out with Al Pacino. Makes sense. But De Niro? What the hell's De Niro doing there?
I can stretch it a bit.
Where's Jimmy Kahn? Where's,
Yeah, that
where's
would've been
Talia
better.
Shire?
Yeah.
Where's Bobby Duvall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Bobby Duvall would have had to come out like Liza Minnelli, man. I'm pretty sure he's wheelchair bound at this point.
Either way, they would have all made more sense than Robert De Niro.
What was with Al Pacino's like cold shoulderness going on too? That was so weird. Like Coppola like reached his arm out to bring him in, and like he was just like, "Don't fucking touch me." And then like
Probably
immediately,
because he's
when-
afraid of fucking COVID, James.
and then like immediately when it ended, he just like bolted. He just went stage right, I guess, or left.
Yeah.
And just like left. And whereas like
Probably 'cause-
Coppola and De Niro were like, "Oh, let's take our time and follow the stage direction." He's like, "No, I'm out."
Or he probably thought it was a fucking travesty just like we did.
Probably.
Exactly.
50 years of The
50 years, and
Godfather.
Yeah.
this is what you
And
did.
this is the best you
Yeah.
got.
Because he didn't say anything at all.
It felt like
Like,
a
when
last
there's
minute
that-
addition.
Yeah.
Which
Like,
it
it was
shouldn't.
just like-
Well, they might have been working on it, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's been 50 years since The Godfather, considered the greatest movie of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Which it seemed like they put more thought into, like the Juno reunion and the Pulp Fiction reunion than they did with this one.
28 years?
Yeah,
Really?
28 years. Like,
Why-
you could have done Reservoir Dogs, man.
Why didn't you?
That's 30 years this year.
You know how they could have fixed it?
Yeah.
They didn't even have to mention 28 years. They could have had John Travolta and Uma Thurman come out, do the dance,
Yeah.
which they kept cutting away from, which I was like, why would
Yeah.
you do that? Obviously, you put them together, they're dancing, you should show it.
Yeah.
They should have had them introduce Sam Jackson winning his award, his
Sure,
honorary
yeah.
Oscar,
And show some clips of that speech or
and
something.
show some clips of the speech.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
that's where he gives the speech. He was like, for all intents and purposes, I don't think the kids love Liv Ullmann or Danny Glover.
Yeah.
They like Sam Jackson is like the highest box office earner
sure.
ever.
Yeah.
And you can't even give him the spotlight.
No.
You just said the 28th anniversary
Yeah.
of Pulp Fiction. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, not Governor Award winner Samuel L. Jackson.
What the hell? And like, do the kids understand the suitcase reference?
Yeah.
Do they
Right.
get, do they get any
Right.
of that?
Right.
Like, what? Like, who the fuck are they trying to cater to with this travesty?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Yeah.
They
I
cut out-
don't know.
They cut out categories. They got our boy Tony Hawk there. They got Francis Ford Coppola there. They got the cast of Pulp Fiction. Like,
Oh, they had
And-
that segment with BTS.
they had a segment with
Yeah.
BTS, which, okay.
They had Chris Evans
Can I just say
completely
something about
destroy a moment.
Oh yeah, there he thinks Troy Kotzer, and then he
Yeah.
cuts to a brand new clip from
Yeah,
Lightyear because
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
contextual.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations, Troy, on your historic win. Anyway, Lightyear. Fuck you.
Like, what the heck? Like, it makes sense. Like, corporate synergy, because everyone said you should have trailers,
Sure.
which makes sense. That was so inorganic. Like, what?
That's Disney being
What the fuck was that?
flexing their big dick since they own ABC.
What the
Yeah.
fuck was that? Tony.
What?
You had something to say.
No. Keep going.
And then the In Memoriam.
What the hell was that?
What in Christ's good name was that? Like,
I-
no.
The way it started, I was like, oh, okay, this could be. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It just got
and then
weird,
it was like it
weird
moved
too
into
fast, and
Yeah.
it was like.
And then we have like a really heartfelt moment from Bill Murray, who's trying to
Yeah.
talk about Ivan Reitman,
Yeah.
and he's having this moment, and there's just like this fucking guitar thing happening behind him. I'm like, this. It's jarring. It doesn't match.
Yeah,
and then
and
the cast or the singers break out into fucking Spirit in the Sky, and I'm like, well, am I supposed to be like up and dancing in the aisles for all these
Yeah.
people that have died? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Spirit in the Sky
happening?
was such a strange shift.
Yeah, like the first song, sure, it had some sadness.
Well, I Will
to
Remember
it.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Done in a style that was kind of on the more jovial side, and then it just kept rising and rising and rising.
Yeah.
and like
Spirit in the Sky, and then what was the was there another one after Spirit in the Sky?
there was, but I don't remember what it is right now.
You know what? I don't even want to know.
No.
It was dumb. And Bill Murray looked confused, and then Jamie Lee Curtis came out with a dog.
With a dog. That's
Yeah,
right.
that was
Yeah,
weird too.
K.
Yeah.
I get it.
Although mac and cheese,
Mac
great
and
name
cheese.
for a dog. Great name for a
Fantastic.
dog.
That dog better have a home right now.
Yeah.
In
I thought
honor
she-
of Betty White.
I thought she was gonna start hawking dogs.
Yeah.
like
And that
like,
dog was terrified.
like volunteer here. Start taking
Yeah.
dogs, guys.
Here you go, everyone. I bought everyone here a dog.
Everybody for their party basket,
Yeah.
they get a dog.
They get a dog.
They get
Yeah.
one mac and cheese.
It's-
One mac and cheese.
It's bridesmaids all over again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what the hell was that?
I have absolutely no idea. I was sitting there just kind of like with my mouth open going, what is happening? Why is this? There's been some weird in memoriams, and like this one was no different in terms of like weird people that they left out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like they left out Bob Saget. They left
Yeah.
out Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Why?
And at the end, there was like a little thing that was like, for more on the in memoriams and all the people we lost, go to this website.
Who's doing that?
Okay.
Who's doing that? Again, going back to who is this for?
Yeah. Who is it for?
Who does the Academy think that their audience is?
Who is it for? Is it for people that watch the Oscars religiously? Is it for people that actually know what all 10 of the nominees were for Best Picture? Because even Amy Schumer was making jokes about not watching them and
Yeah.
calling out Power of the Dog for being fucking boring. Okay, maybe we shouldn't
Yeah.
be shitting on the movie with the most nominations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
At
Wanda
your
Sykes,
own
oh,
show.
I've watched it 3 times. I'm still only halfway through it. Like,
Like,
come
why are you
on.
making fun of the movies? They don't make fun of the movies. That you
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah.
You can make fun of the stars, which is you could have said something about Cumberbatch being naked.
Sure. You could have made a joke about Bronco Henry.
You could have
You could have.
You
there
could have
was
made
a-
hundreds of jokes
there were
about Bronco
so many
Henry.
Bronco Henry jokes they could have made fun of. But why would you make fun of the movie?
Yeah. The movie
You're
that we're
there
here
to
to talk about.
celebrate.
You could have
You're
talked
there to
about anything that
celebrate it.
wasn't there. Sure, go for it. But
Yeah.
we're celebrating these 10.
You're there to celebrate it. And they cut off your boy Hamaguchi. He wins. They cut him
Oh.
off.
Yeah.
Despicable.
Yeah. Well, they did that to a bunch of people too, but that one was bad. And like watching it, I was like, I get it. I know why it's happening. I can see it. They don't understand his cadence, and they thought he was done multiple times, but he clearly wasn't. So why don't you just wait until he was finished and walks away from the mic, because he's definitely not going to overstay his welcome. He had a fucking girl there with a list of all the people that he needed to thank.
Oh, I thought she was writing it down in case he started speaking Japanese.
No, I think to me, it looked like she started, and then she was like crossing things off as it went down, like,
Oh,
in case he
okay.
forgot someone.
Okay, because I thought she was like writing.
Because he did speak Japanese halfway through.
Because I thought she was like writing it down so that she
Oh,
could
maybe.
translate it. Because I believe that's what they did for Parasite, or for they've done it recently for somebody who won.
For Parasite, he just spoke, and she was just sitting there listening like a translator.
Oh, okay. I know somebody recently. They like wrote it down what
yeah.
they were saying,
Yeah.
and then they translated it.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought she was doing, and then he was just talking in English. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But yeah, they cut him off.
They did my boy dirty.
They did him dirty.
Yeah.
Especially since that was the only award that he won for that beautiful piece of work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was weird because it was almost more awkward because how many times did they play the fucking music off? They played it at least like 3 times, and he's like, like you could still see that he's still at the mic. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why did they kept cutting them? They cut it off for everybody. That
Yeah.
one guy who just literally wanted to just say like, thanks to this one person. They cut
Yeah.
him off, and then they brought it back because they're like,
oh shit,
Oh, yeah.
that was a dick move.
that was a dick move. Like all of them were respectful enough to
Yeah.
know how long they had.
And everyone's speech was relatively fine. I mean,
Yeah.
the longest, or the one that felt the longest, felt like Will Smith's.
We'll get to Big
We
Will.
will,
Let's-
but no.
let's-
I mean, like in
we'll
terms
get
of just like everyone's average length of talking time for
Yeah.
their speech, besides Will Smith's, felt pretty restrained. Like it wasn't crazy.
yeah.
It didn't go overboard. I don't think so.
No,
Like
none of them went overboard.
your show was running over because you had all this other fucking bullshit happening
Yeah.
around your show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They,
Cut all that bullshit. You would have been.
they
would've
presented
been
the
within
first
it.
8 in 35 minutes off camera, and then it took them over an hour to present 3.
Yeah, because
You
they had
wanna-
bullshit in between.
You want to know why it's worked without the hosts?
Yeah.
Because there's none of that goofy banter.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
rid of it. Just
Yeah.
get rid of it. And your show would have been at least 10, 15 minutes shorter. And it's fucking hilarious that they wanted it to end before 11 and it was longer than last year's
Longer
show.
than last year.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Speaking on all of this, though, in terms of like trying to figure out who this audience was designed for, I saw some reports just before we started recording this that they did do better this year.
They did, yes.
58% increase in ratings, but a 58% increase over last year's dog shit ratings is not much, and it's still the second worst ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good job coming in second last place for your award show there, Academy. I'm glad you stooped so low and opened your butthole so wide to get absolutely nowhere.
We don't talk about Bruno.
What the hell?
They showed it at like 10 to 10.
Yeah. And it wasn't even the
It
whole
wasn't the
fucking
song.
song. It was a weird mix, mashup thing with Megan Thee Stallion doing some weird Oscars rap in between.
Yeah.
This is why it was 11:40 when that show ended.
Yeah. That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
That was, especially after the actual Oscar nominated song was so beautifully done
Yeah.
and so moving. Like, and I loved his suit with the butterflies on it, but
Yeah.
what the hell was that? And you hyped up this fucking performance?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Queen Bee, like, she was a good opener, but like, why wouldn't you have made that the opening song?
Yep. Yeah. Well, they wanted to kill two birds with one stone and
Yeah.
assault everybody's eyeballs at the same time.
Yeah, but if you're putting this song in, like you're trying to appeal to the younger generation, right? By 10 to 10, you said that it came on at 10 to 10.
It was
Yeah.
it was in and around like 10
10-ish.
o'clock.
Yeah.
All those people that you were trying to get are already gone.
They're gone.
They're gone. They're long gone.
They're long
Yeah.
gone.
They don't care anymore.
Like they don't care anymore,
No.
and they've already stopped watching.
Yeah.
You had them for the first half an hour, and you decided to throw Beyonce at
Yeah.
the opening.
Yeah, exactly. And that was exactly where you should have put it, and they didn't.
Yeah. What, like, why?
Speaking of the Beyonce thing, can anyone tell me what the art direction notes were on that? Was it just be a tennis ball? Like
It
Be
was
a
what?
tennis ball, pretty much.
Why?
Tennis ball in Compton.
It hurt to look at.
That's why you shouldn't have watched it in 4K, James.
True. The mistake was
You should have watched
the
that.
mistake
1080p,
was I
buddy.
like quality, and I
should've-
should have watched it in 480p
Yeah, you should have watched that one.
with a
on-
CRT filter on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should have watched that one on your standard
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
Oh, jeez. The
I don't
big
even own one anymore.
I don't know anybody. Like your parents, right? Your parents still have one?
No, they have a 720p.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So that's where it should have gone for the
Yeah.
dog shit quality.
There you go.
Yeah, that was.
It-
I don't know, man. I wrote down a couple more fun things.
Sure.
Like Sean Penn said he was going to smelt his Oscar if Zelensky didn't. Is it Zelensky?
Zelensky, yeah.
If he didn't show up, so
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the footage of that to happen.
Yeah, that should be great.
Or he could just
Yeah.
give it to Mickey Rourke or Bill Murray.
Yeah.
'Cause, they probably deserved it more than he did.
Yeah.
And then what else do I have? Oh, White Men Can't Jump reunion? Are you kidding? You know what could have been cut? White man can't jump.
Yeah. Even Woody Harrelson was like, I don't know why the fuck I'm up here right now. This is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're just making read jokes. Like,
again, who is this for?
Who is it for? You alienated your core fan base who still watched the show last year. And then you alienated the people you were trying to get a hold of. And then you paced it terribly.
Yep.
And you wanted it to end at 11 and it ended at 11:40.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing that's more embarrassing than all of that, the Twitter awards.
Oh God! I was so ready for this. Yes.
Twitter awards.
I've never had to pause something and just sit there in awe, and I think it's because both times I kind of bought on board at position number 5. Like for the first one, it was a fan moment, right? And the first one was The Matrix.
The all-time.
Yes.
Fan cheer moment.
Yes. Which the 5th being, The Matrix bullet time. Revolutionary. I get it. Yeah, I was like, all right, this could be interesting. And then it just kept getting worse. Somehow, to the number 2 spot being Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
To the number 1 spot being Flash.
Flash going supersonic, whatever, going into the...
Spoiler alert. I was pretty pissed off because I was like, "Fuck, they're ruining the movie." I do not have 4 hours to watch this goddamn cut.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
Okay.
It's better.
All of that said, it's not the all-time best moment in all of
cinematic history.
Cheer? You didn't even get to see it with a crowd, for Christ's sake. At least Avengers, they saw that with a crowd.
Yeah.
You knew the cheer.
Yes. The Academy at that point should have known what they were getting into with Twitter.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Twitter is nothing but a few good tweets and 17 layers of fucking Zack Snyder bros. That is it. It is Zack Snyder bros from all the way from top to bottom.
All they needed, you know what? No doubt they saw the results because they closed the contest or the whatever a month in advance.
Yeah.
They saw the results. Maybe don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Drop it on your Twitter during the thing. Hey, here are the fan moments. Done. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, leave it
It
alone.
was embarrassing.
So bad. Of all time?
Of all time. Embarrassing.
Top films of all time?
No, it was just of last year.
Of last year? Top films of last year? Cinderella? And they dragged that poor girl out on stage to present an award?
That wasn't her. Wasn't it Camilla Cabello?
No, Camilla Cabello was the Cinderella.
Oh, it was the different Cinderella.
It was the Disney Cinderella.
We'll go back to that in a second. I want to just keep talking about Twitter for a sec.
Some Johnny Depp movie that no one's seen.
I have a screener of it. It comes out in 2 weeks. But it didn't get a proper release.
Yeah.
How can that be the best movie of last year?
How
the
was that
people
even...
who voted for it probably haven't even seen it.
Yeah. They just went Johnny Depp and went, check.
I bet most of the Academy who was sitting there watching the footage...
Like, the fuck is this movie?
What the hell is this? What in God's good grace is this? And then, of course, Army of the Dead.
Piece de Resistance. Army of the Dead as the number
perfect.
1 film of last year.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. I told you, 17 layers of Zack Snyder bros. Yeah. Twitter, top to bottom.
I don't know about you guys, but I'd watch Army of the Dead right now. So...
Like it's
I'm into it.
It's a fun.
I'm into it. But is the best movie of last year? Probably not.
It's fun enough. It's fun enough, and they kind of spoiled one of the key scenes in the movie. Yeah. Baffling, but the only reason.
Okay, so hold on. So that's a spoiler, but Flash.
Going supersonic.
That's not a spoiler. No, you're not gonna.
Because you don't know the whole context of it, and he does kind of go fast in the original theatrical cut as well, just not that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
okay.
Tony, take 4 hours and watch it. Keep up with the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah.
All right.
The only reason that movie didn't win was because it wasn't eligible.
It wasn't eligible.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
So they went with the next Zack Snyder property
And
that
they
was.
wanted it so bad to be Spider-Man. They even mention it in the show about Spider-Man. It loses visual effects, and it couldn't even win the fucking Twitter awards. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Yeah. Zack Snyder bros.
Like, they
to
should have
bottom.
known.
Yeah.
Like, when they saw what the results were, or what the results started looking like, they should have just taken a knee and been like, hey, you know what, guys? We fucked up. Maybe we
this
shouldn't
didn't
do
work.
This didn't work. This was a terrible, terrible
Maybe Twitter's
decision.
not the best place for us to run a poll.
To get our sample size,
And, like, Malignant was right there, guys. I voted for Malignant at least 3 times. It was
I did
right
twice.
there.
I did twice.
Yeah, I did too.
It was right there, guys. And Gabriel could have accepted.
Yeah, 100% he could have.
He could have accepted.
Could you imagine fucking Amy Schumer coming out with Gabriel in the back of her head? See, that would have been fucking crazy.
That would have been.
That would have been your
the,
moment.
been the
That would've
only
been your
nonsense I would have been okay
That
with.
would've-
Like,
that
they
would've been
announced the
something.
fan winner. It's Malignant. Amy Schumer comes out with fucking Gabriel in the back of her head to accept the award. Gold.
That would have been.
It writes
something.
itself.
I,
Academy Awards, hire me next year. I got your bits.
I like that.
Oh my god.
And you know how they could have fixed the opening? They could have nominated Sparks, and they could have gone with So What Made Me Star.
Yeah.
Would have made perfect sense.
Yep.
And contextually, it works a lot better than the rap bit from We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Does it ever? Does it ever? I don't even know what Megan Thee Stallion was saying.
I don't know, man. It was a train wreck.
Yeah. Top to bottom.
Train wreck.
Yeah.
And we were talking before the show, before we started recording, Jane Campion doing Kevin Costner
man.
Dirty. That was
Yeah.
such a beautiful introduction. Like,
Costner takes the time to get out there and like say this beautiful thing about what being a director means.
Yeah, and what film means to him. He's not shitting on anybody.
Nope.
The only thing he could have fixed was the whole adult film, because it sounded like he was talking about porno. But
Probably
that
was a
said-
porno and then he backpedaled.
Yeah.
That said, it was one of the key moments
Yeah.
where they're actually talking and celebrating film. And then she comes out. Thank God she wrote a speech, so she didn't say something fucking
True.
stupid again. But then she said, "Oh, that was dramatic. Go to hell."
Thanks, Kevin. That was dramatic.
Did you see Kevin
Fuck.
Costner's face?
He was like,
Yo, what the fuck? Like,
Yo, fuck you.
Yeah.
And
Fuck you, bitch.
He tries to hand it to her, and she just like basically makes him hold it while she reads off her fucking speech.
yeah.
I was cheering for her all year. What the? I don't even like Kevin Costner, for Christ's sake. I wanted to go out and be, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What did you do that for?
That was
Yeah.
completely unnecessary, and then just have like a laugh, eye roll, and like you could even hear the audience go, "Oh." Like that was everyone else liked that moment except for
It was
you
a
who had to
beau-
poo-poo it.
It was
Yeah.
a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
I was so upset. And I don't even like Kevin Costner.
Yeah. Yeah. You should probably change that.
We got, like, me and Costner, we got beef, but come on the show, we can talk about it. But it was such a great moment, and
True.
the fact that she did that
Yeah. Ruined it.
Low
It took
blow.
like the
Low
air out of
blow,
the sails.
took the air out of this. Like, there were barely any sales left at that point,
Yeah.
but it took the air out of them.
Yeah.
And I was even happier when Coda won, because it's like, fuck the power of the dog
Yeah.
after that.
No, fuck it.
Yeah.
I was there. I was championing it when Sam Elliott shit all over the power of the dog. It was like, fuck this guy. And then
That.
this? No, you just ruined your own movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go retroactively edit my Letterboxd review.
I would have bought that on 4K Criterion. Probably not now.
Yeah.
let's be
Sorry.
serious. You're still gonna get it.
Well, I got the piano, so I might still
you
get
might.
it. But
You got to.
But like, I'm sorry, Bronco Henry. Like, come on,
Yeah. Ridiculous.
ridiculous. And at least Troy Kotzer's speech.
Oh yes,
was
fantastic.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, that was when they're all like waving their hands. That's amazing. That's what the Oscars are for.
Yeah, I mean, considering that there was 2 films about hearing impairments, I did find it an odd choice that the only time they had a sign language interpreter was during the moments that Coda had anything to do with anything, and then otherwise, nah.
But they might have been down at they might have
Yeah,
been
sure.
off camera, right? But that said, all the other awards this year, you've seen them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that was odd as well.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna have sign language interpreters. They don't. This isn't for people who need sign language. I was gonna say who like sign language.
Movies are for people with ears, Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
We have best sound for a reason.
Exactly. And DeBose's speech was great.
Yep.
And Chastain's was a little wonky, but I was happy my girl won.
Yep.
I didn't pick her because I bought into Penelope Cruz hype, but I'm happy she won.
Man, 4 for 5 on The Help.
I know. Bryce Dallas Howard, it's coming. It's
It's
coming, girl. She's going to go for Jurassic World.
Yep.
She's going to run those heels again.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Athletic heels.
All of those were great. Sean Hayter's speech was great.
Yeah.
I was a little upset that Kenneth Branagh won, but his speech was great.
Speech was great. I don't even mind if that was we probably should have given you one earlier award, but here you go for writing a very passionate, heartfelt project of yours.
They did P.T. Anderson dope.
Yeah.
Dirty. They did it dirty.
They did.
PTA.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Like we're always gonna say next time, next time, next time. There's
How
not
many more
always
next
How
times
many
is there
next
gonna
times
be?
are there gonna
Yeah.
be?
Yeah.
Like come.
Maybe that's what they
on.
were worried about with Kenneth Branagh. He's getting up there.
Come on. And before we get into the slap of the moment,
The slap heard around the world.
the slap heard round the world, and I know we owe you one, buddy, but we can wait for a bit longer.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not gonna know it's coming.
Yeah. You're never gonna know.
You're never gonna
It's just
know.
gonna show up
We're
one day.
just we're just gonna be talking about Elliot Page, and
Yeah.
it's just gonna show up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just gonna show up.
That's fine. That's fine. I was glad to take that loss. I was glad because Kenneth Branagh, at least two things. Kenneth Branagh won finally after so long of being nominated. He finally won one. And two, because none of us got that fucking one.
Nope. No one got
that was
category.
one of the, that
No
was
one
one
could
of the
lord
ones
it
that
over
none of
anybody
us
else.
got.
That's right.
So
Also, bones to Dave for him and I tying on our Oscars categories. 13 out of 20 ain't bad. Or 23.
14. We got 14.
14 out of
14.
23 ain't bad.
yeah,
Tony, congratulations. 20 is an achievement, my
it's
friend.
definitely an achievement. I just I played the odds and
But like, what did I tell you? What did I tell you on the bonus episode? You can set your watch to them.
Yeah.
Maybe not Dave this time, but
Did you play the odds, or did they just pick everything that was so fucking predictable?
Yeah.
I played the odds, and knowing the
You went
history
with
of
the
the
predictable.
Academy,
yeah.
I played into that, and it worked in my favor.
I still salute you, but
Hey, he almost nailed the small categories.
I
man.
know.
That's
I
crazy.
That's hard to
I
do.
I do salute you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm
Thank
proud.
You, thank you.
I'm proud of you. I'm just a little annoyed how predictable it was. Before we get into that,
Yeah.
the last thing I wanted to say was fucking Encanto 1 animated, another Disney movie. And before that even happened, they had 3 Disney princesses up there
Yeah.
talking about being Disney princesses
Yeah.
and talking about how animation is for kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just for kids.
Yep.
What the hell?
I like the dichotomy of that compared to, what was it, best short, best animated short.
Okay.
That the guys that gave that speech, and they were like, animation is for adults too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, it is, man.
Of course it is.
Animation's
it's
for
not-
kids. Jesus.
Like, they got nominated for 3 out of 5
Yeah.
for kids movies. Like, it's great for representation that Encanto won.
Sure.
Sure. But you had Mitchell's versus the Machines right there.
Yeah.
It's been winning left, right, and center at all the animation awards because it's actually doing something different.
That isn't just Disney over and over again.
It
Yeah.
isn't just a standard Disney movie. They're actually like giving a story. Like the way they use the animation in that movie is incredible.
Yeah.
The way they change it on the fly, it's so good.
Yes.
And that's a great representation movie, and it spoke to the zeitgeist. And no, we can't give it to the movie that has been winning all over the place.
Yeah. No.
And we can't give it to Flea,
Flea got robbed, man.
Which-
that whole show.
Seriously.
which was
An achievement, man.
It was an achievement.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding? We're gonna look back and be like, oh yeah, these two incredible movies, they didn't get it because the people voting just picked the movie their kids were watching.
Yeah.
Like, how many
It's
times...
only for kids.
How many times are we going to go through this?
Yeah.
How many times is it just going to go to whatever popular Disney movie came out that year? Like,
Yeah.
maybe we should just disqualify Disney for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
like
give them their
take a-
own fucking, like, why? And, like, it
take a
feels so
knee.
much worse coming on, like, watching it on ABC, too. Where it's like, wow, you're just self-serving at this point.
Like, take a knee at this point.
Yeah.
It's not fucking, like, you rigged the deck. It's not fucking fair anymore.
Yeah.
And it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, and, like, in that category, 3 films were Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've stacked the odds in your favor at this point.
And at the, like,
No one has a chance.
no one has a chance, and it's fucking, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. You want to honor the best in film? You need to think
Yeah.
outside the box.
Yeah.
You need to actually give it to a movie that does something different.
Yeah.
So
I hope our boy Cameron from TIFF voted for either Flea or Mitchell's versus
He
the
probably
Machines.
voted for Flea.
Yeah. So if you
Our-
take Disney out of that animation category, what would you have put in its place for animated?
Well, Mitchell's for sure.
Mitchell's for sure.
Well,
And
Mitchell's was
Flea.
already there, so what are you thinking? Like 3 additional ones?
So let's call a spade a spade. Encanto was Disney's best this year for sure. Can we
Yep.
all agree that?
That's
fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
Encanto's in. You take out
Raya.
Raya,
I'm
the
sorry.
dragon one. Take out the dragon one. You take
take
out
out-
Luca. What do you put in this place?
Did Charlotte or Where is Anne Frank actually come out?
I believe Charlotte did.
Like, both of those movies did something different
Yeah.
with animation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say Charlotte for sure. What are you thinking, James?
Like,
I don't know. I don't know what other one I would put there.
and at the end of the day, they've done it where there's only been 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So eliminate Luca, eliminate Raya, and just leave it in Encanto, and the other and Flea and Mitchell's.
And then there you go.
There you go.
Or
Everyone's
add
got
in
3.
Charlotte, and there you go.
And-
4.
yeah.
Done.
Yeah,
4.
even if you take that one out, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and next year, fucking Turning Red is gonna win. It already won.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It won, and Disney didn't give a fuck about that movie.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't Spider-Verse coming out this year?
It might give it a
Spider-Verse.
run for its money. Maybe.
Who cares?
I'm only
It's
saying
Turning
that
Red.
because Spider-Verse 1
Lightning
got...
in a bottle twice?
Turning Red's gonna win, or they'll give it to Lightyear for great. Like,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's a sad reality, but yeah.
it's a sad reality. Like, I love Turning Red. I thought it was
Yeah,
an
it was great.
incredible film. Actually, you know what? Maybe it won't win. Maybe it will be Lightyear, because they won't give it to something so different
Yeah.
and something that's gotten back.
And that they didn't care about at all.
And that they didn't care about.
Yeah.
Disney won't even put it up for nomination.
I was really disappointed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always disappointed at animation because I always try to pick the one, the
That should
different
win.
one, the
Yeah.
one that should win, and it's always the Disney movie.
Pick the one that, like, to me, that category is not pick. It is pick the best, but it's pick the one that's the best that also moves it forward.
Yeah, that does
The
something different.
sameness of Disney doesn't help anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, the songs were great. Sure, the plot was fine. Yes, representation great. All of that fine. But the Mitchells, as you said, Dave, the Mitchells had all that, and it moved things forward. So, there was a better choice.
Yeah.
And the Academy voters.
And if you didn't want to pick that, you would have picked Flea, which
Oh, God,
obviously
again.
everybody liked
Yeah.
enough that it got nominated in 3 separate categories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And again, pushed the genre forward
Yeah,
of what a documentary and an international picture could be.
and an animated film.
Yeah, on top of all that, being animated, like, but
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm bitter about
yeah,
it. I'm very bitter about it, and I know the people who did Mitchell's versus Machines are bitter about it.
yeah,
And they're not. I don't think they're bitter about losing so much as they are about being disregarded as a medium,
yeah,
like just a child's thing.
yeah. I'm sure Netflix is also just very happy about it too.
Yeah, I'm sure they're thrilled.
Losing twice.
I'm sure they're thrilled, but The time has come. I'm not going to get on a high horse and pretend that as a white man, a straight white man, that I can talk about race relations. But the Academy did everybody involved with that slap a disservice.
Yes.
Every single person involved with that got done dirty.
Yeah.
Like, Chris Rock took it in stride. Like,
the best he could.
He took it as best he could. The show went on, whatever, and he did it. Questlove's speech, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
Nobody gave a shit.
No, because they were all so concerned about what the fuck just happened.
What the fuck just happened. They didn't ask Will Smith to leave.
Nope.
Which would have made sense since he was front and center.
Yeah. And then the reports coming out of like, oh, they didn't know what to do. They ran out of time to make the decision. They had 45 minutes.
They didn't even need 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, Will.
You need to leave.
Can you just step out for a while?
Yeah.
Like, you needed to do something.
Yeah.
Something had to happen. The show couldn't just go on. Which it did. It's like they barely addressed it.
Muddled through it.
They muddled through it. It was hanging over the rest of the ceremony. I'm not going to get into his headspace. I'm not going to get into the criteria of the joke, any of that shit, or him actually doing it. It's just, I blame the Academy for fucking that right up. You had the moment to be like, look, we know we know you're the front runner, but you need to go.
And I mean, it's hard to judge. It's easy to judge something after the fact and to sit there looking at all the facts and realizing that, oh yeah, maybe they should have done something different. But like in the moment too, breaking that entire moment down, sort of beat by beat, not really about the context, but just sort of like the actions that occurred of joke was said, laughter, turned from laughter, approaches stage, slaps host. Like, and in that entire moment, which was 30 seconds at most, it's hard to say that there should have been maybe a prevention that happened, or that they even thought it was going to get violent, because, as I said, joke, laughter from Will, turned to something that was a bigger emotion, and, you know, people have emotions, but I don't think anybody knew what was going to happen next, and I don't think anybody expected what happened.
Yeah,
at all.
No, no, you're right.
This wasn't like a John Wayne fucking rushing to kill the native woman. Like,
yes. That said, after he did it, and he started going off on him.
Oh yeah.
They knew enough to censor it, even though it was almost 11 o'clock. It was like between 10 and 11 at that point. You could have left it going because you basically had the camera on him watching what he's saying.
Oh, the rest of the world got it too.
It's not hard to know what he's saying.
Yeah.
And you saw that there was animosity there. Hey, Will, let's go take a walk.
Yeah.
He's front and center. He's
right at the stage.
He's right at the stage. You need to move him.
Yeah.
You need to move him.
Yeah.
He's worked hard. He's cultivated this image, and you needed to have some sort of ramification for that. And they did him even dirtier by letting him go up on the stage,
and talk
accept
forever.
the award, and cock forever.
Yeah. Everybody else gets cut off. My boy Hamaguchi gets cut off.
They let him just go on and on.
Yeah.
And you could see he was uncomfortable. You could see that he didn't know what to say. He didn't he didn't properly apologize to Chris Rock. His Instagram story tonight.
Yeah.
That's not a real apology, and he probably didn't even write it.
That's a publicist apology.
He didn't even write it.
No.
You're doing a disservice to everybody in that room who stood up and clapped because they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You should have just let him take we don't need to strip him of the award. He got it. He earned it. And there are people who have done shittier things than Will Smith, like fucking William Hurt, who's apparently a serial abuser. He was one of the top in memoriam people. And Marley Matlin was there. Like, we don't need to even talk about that. We don't need to talk about pressing any of this. any of what's happening. We just need to talk about the moment, and it's like there's animosity. You need to ask him quietly to leave.
Yep.
What's the worst that's going to happen? He's going to start going off again. You cut to another clip package, or you cut to something else. You have to address what happened.
Yeah. You send Wanda Sykes back to the museum.
Yeah, you do something.
Yeah.
You don't let him go back up there and accept an award that he rightfully deserved and he's waited his entire career to get, only to have whatever the fuck that speech was.
Yeah. Speaking off the cuff, which
was terrible.
Bad idea. He should have had a written speech at this point, stuck to the notes. But nope, he started his speech off basically justifying his actions.
Yeah.
And he got applauded for it.
Yeah.
But, that said, not everybody was applauding.
Nope.
And they probably didn't know what to do.
Nope.
Because they don't, that doesn't happen.
No, I've never heard the Dolby Theater be so quiet as to the moment right after he made his 2 proclamations.
Oh,
and then Chris Rock was just like, okay, I won't. And it was just like this dead silence that no one had any idea what to do with. And now that is all last night's Oscars is about.
Yeah.
That moment. Nothing else that happened mattered anymore. Troy Kotzer, gone. Coda, gone. Questlove
got
doesn't
done
matter.
dirty.
Yeah.
Coda, nobody cares. Ariana DeBose.
Nope, none of it matters.
None of it matters. All we remember.
You made an entire night about you.
Is that.
Yeah.
And the Academy should be ashamed of themselves. They did so many things wrong.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And they did that. You got your viral moment. Yeah, you got everybody talking, and we're going to be talking for weeks about this.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. At what cost?
Yeah, exactly.
At what cost? Because now, where do you go from here?
Right.
How do you keep,
Yeah. What is next year's Oscars? Yeah.
And, they're asking people what they think and trying to justify it or not justify it. And Judd Apatow went off and said, he could have killed him. It's okay, calm down, Judd. Take a breath.
Hollywood is full of bad takes. I've always
take
appreciated it.
And then the Golden Globes came on and we're trying to say that, hey, we have more representation. It's no, this is not the time.
No, you go back into your corner and you sit until you're called.
It's not the time. It's not the time. It's not the time. It's not the place. It's you lost your chance. Yeah. You need to wait.
You take that burn and enjoy it.
You take a knee.
You take a
Golden Globes.
You wait. But it's I just don't know where to go. I love the Oscars. I'm a little heartbroken at how bad it was.
Yeah.
And I'm heartbroken at how dirty everybody's been done and how it's not a real apology, and it's not and he got done dirty too. And his career's, I'm not gonna say it's toast, but it's in fucking shambles.
Yeah.
And he worked so fucking hard for that Academy Award.
Yeah.
He's wanted it for so goddamn long. And in an instant.
Yeah. It's almost meaningless.
But I feel like
it is meaningless. Yeah. It doesn't matter that he won. Nobody gives a fuck.
No.
I feel like he'll take a hit for his career for sure. But I feel like it's Big Willie. He'll get a slap on the wrist and he'll just go back to doing whatever it is he'll do. He'll probably never win an Academy Award again. That'll probably be the only one he gets. He probably won't be chosen for those glamorous movies that he'll do, that he regularly does, your Pursuit of Happiness, your Concussion, those kind of movies. And then he goes back to being a blockbuster actor, getting people into seats.
Yeah, but you say all of that, but next year's fucking Oscars is going to be the best pictures handed out by Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Yeah.
They're going to make it a fucking thing. And
they'll
make a joke out of him.
Sure.
Yeah. Out of him hitting him, or Chris Rock will get to
He's
him.
He's going to Will's going to come in and...
I shouldn't say that, because doesn't Will Smith have that the slave movie with Anton Fuqua coming out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So forget what I said, because It's going to be sacrilege, and they're going to make it. And if he gets snubbed for that, it's going to be concussion all over again, where there's fucking boycotts and protests that he's not recognized.
That's one of the things. That's some of the bad blood that they have with Chris Rock.
Yeah. It's all
about that.
It's all about that. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter last night as well.
Like, I just don't know where you go from here. Somebody has to answer for this, and it can't just be Will Smith.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's
a lot.
There has to be some sort of accountability.
Yeah.
And just because he's one of the biggest movie stars in the world doesn't mean he can't be asked to leave.
And more accountability from the Oscars beyond a tweet saying we don't condone violence of any kind.
Well, you did.
You did yesterday.
You did.
And you have forever in the past.
Exactly.
Yeah, you did. You let him go on stage.
You fucking gave Academy Awards to fucking Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah,
you've condoned violence.
Yeah, you let him go on the stage and you let him do his speech. You didn't just say, we accept this on behalf of Will Smith.
Yeah.
It would have been less awkward.
Yeah.
It would have been less awkward because you would have spared him the embarrassment of having to go up there and give that fucking stupid speech that wasn't.
And hopefully diffused part of the situation.
Yeah.
And not make it so taco for the rest of the night.
You should have fucking addressed it somewhere. You can go off script. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, and they did. Fucking Schumer addressed it in that little bit. Oh, the room feels different.
How long did that take?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
what did I miss?
And Diddy saying, like, oh, it's all about love. And then we cut to Will Smith laughing and clapping.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Yeah.
It's just like the cherry on top of the shit sundae.
Yeah. So are you watching next year?
I'm going to end up watching it if it happens.
It's gonna happen.
It'll happen. But
if the Golden Globes can still be around after all this fucking time, we're still getting an Oscars.
It was an email this year, but and those awkward tweets.
Yeah. We're getting the Oscars next year in some shape or form, whether it's a fucking email or a 45-minute like fucking governor's dinner ball thing.
Yeah. That's live tweeted.
That's live tweeted. Exactly.
Live tweeted by someone who's there, but not by the Academy themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. Embarrassing. Yeah. Are you gonna watch it? Or are you gonna do another concert?
I might do another concert. You never know. I really liked skimming through and just skipping all the crap that I don't care about. Like Amy Schumer walked on stage and I just went skip, and it was fine. No, I'm kidding. I watched it. I watched all the bits because I wanted to know just how horrendous it was, and she got exactly one ha out of me the whole night.
What about the Golden Globe in memoriam bit?
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
That
Otherwise,
not her coming down to Spider-Man.
Nope. Certainly not that. Certainly not her absolutely abysmal "Don't Look Up" pun. And made me want to blow my brains out.
When she was hating on Aaron Sorkin, come on.
Ugh.
Come on.
Sure.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Didn't you go on a rant about Aaron Sorkin? Come on.
Yeah, that man does need to go back to just fucking writing. And even that, she was 100% correct. Being the Ricardos is not funny at all. There's not a single joke in that entire movie.
No, there isn't.
I think they put the funniest scene to put up for for Nicole Kidman, I guess, or no, Javier.
Javier.
Oh no, J.K. Simmons.
Oh, J.K. Yeah. Javier was yelling.
Yeah, yeah. They picked the funniest clip from Being the Ricardos for J.K. Simmons' clip package, and that was the funniest joke.
That's fair. But, yeah, it was. And we didn't mention it, but I do love them telling Judi Dench to work harder.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
But don't shit on The Last Duel
or the totally topical humor of non-fungible tokens.
Yeah, or a shredded Texas ballot. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so our main topic for today is one particular film that came out. Oh, it dropped on. It was put on Disney Plus here at the beginning of March.
March 4th.
March 4th.
March 4th. And it's a little gem known as Fresh.
Yeah, fresh.
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 As in fresh meat.
Yeah.
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 Or fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
Or fresh vegetables. Yes. Yes.
I wish that things timed out right and that we could have all watched that together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because holy fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I was cackling to myself at points watching that thing.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I was fucking uncomfortable. And I don't get uncomfortable during movies. I
Sure.
mean, I've seen Titan 4 times.
Right.
Jesus.
I'm okay. This movie made me fucking uncomfortable.
I
Really?
really wish. Tell us why.
It was just, he was so Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan. Okay.
His charisma in that movie was next level. And like, he was just nonchalant about fucking everything. He was like, and even in the beginning, he's like, I'm gonna tell you, but you're not gonna like it. Like, he was so honest about it, right? And you don't really see that in that kind of character in those kind of movies, right? Like, they're like, you know, sinister and like there's more than meets the eye kind of thing. Whereas this guy was just straight up like, I'm gonna fucking slice you,
motherfucker, oozing charisma.
exactly. I'm gonna slice you up and I'm gonna sell your meat.
And I'm gonna make you feel okay about it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna build this nice relationship. But I'm gonna take some pounds off you.
Yeah.
Right?
I like the way that this was set up as a comment on like the dating scene from the beginning of, you know, using like apps like Tinder or Grindr or whatever flavor you want to deal with, and just the hellish landscape that can be. And then, you know, having a meet cute in a grocery store over some cotton candy grapes.
Yeah. Have you guys had cotton candy grapes?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes,
I like them. They're dope.
Too? Yeah.
I can't tell the difference.
I don't know. I don't know that cotton candy grapes would lead me to give my number to someone, meet up with them at a bar, have a dance in my living room, sleep with him, and then go to his fucking cabin in like the span of 2 days.
Sebastian Stan, man. He can, he can charm the pants off of me.
He can charm the pants off of anyone.
But would you give me your number if I busted out some cotton candy grapes?
Yo!
Oh my god!
Dave just put a whole fucking tub of cotton candy grapes.
Yo,
in the
he
middle
had
of our
that
set.
planned. He had that planned.
Shit.
Oh shit!
Oh, Dave coming in with props now.
Props.
We had to have cotton
We're a
candy
props
grapes.
podcast now, everybody.
Dave's becoming the carrot top of our podcast. He's a prop comedian.
I'm not going to bash the cotton candy grapes. But the wife found out that I got these and she was pissed because apparently she's been looking for them and she couldn't find them.
Right.
But I found them with no problem.
Where did you find them?
At Costco.
Oh, naturally, yeah. You can always
Shout
find them
out
at
to Costco. This episode is sponsored by
Cotton candy grapes.
cotton candy grapes.
I was hoping you guys had never had them so I could be like, oh, cotton candy grapes.
No, I've had them, but I'm very excited.
Well,
that
let's
they're here.
fucking bust them open. Let's fucking
do a
let's-
little small segment that I'm gonna call ASMR plastic container cotton candy grapes opening. Ready?
Oh shit!
And here's first cotton candy grape. ASMR style, just real.
I don't like that I'm feeling a little funny right now. Listen,
Yeah, I bet you are.
eating cotton candy grapes.
My pants feel a little funny right now.
Yeah. Anyway, I love that moment just happened, but and I'm glad it worked out where we had to talk about the cotton candy grapes.
I was really really hoping you guys mentioned the cotton candy grapes because if you didn't, I'd be like, well, this was money not well spent.
Oh man. I did want to ask a random question before we get into the Sebastian Stan of it all.
He's so much better than he is in 355. He's so much better.
He's better in this than he has been in a lot of things.
Yeah, I would say probably top three, probably if not the best performance he's given.
Oh, he's pretty good as Tommy Lee.
Well, I've never seen him and Tommy,
No,
so
yeah.
I would say this and Tommy Lee. He's having a
Yeah?
good year.
Yeah.
Like let's just forget the 355 of it all.
Well, yeah.
That movie never happened. Have either of you
Had a
sent
meet cute?
has sent an unsolicited dick pic?
Never.
Excellent. Good for you.
Never.
Look at you guys.
Yes.
That's nice. I never sent an unsolicited one either. Solicited, yes. Unsolicited, no.
Yeah.
I would never.
A solicited dick pic?
Yeah, it was asked for, and I replied in kind.
Did she leave you immediately afterwards?
No, I'm married to her now.
Ba-da-bum.
Shout
Shout out to James's wife, Emily.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
So the Sebastian Stan of it all. there was a moment where I just had to kind of pause because I was just flabbergasted at the performance that he was giving, and it was the moment where, well, I guess this whole thing, like, go fucking watch Fresh. What are you doing listening to this if you haven't seen Fresh yet?
Do you want me to ring the spoiler bell?
No, fuck them. It's been out since March 4th. This isn't like in theaters. You can't watch it. It's on Disney Plus. Go watch it.
You have
Or
no
Hulu.
excuses.
Or Hulu if you're not in Canada. But
I'm still gonna ring the spoiler bell.
yeah, fine. Ring the bell.
Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo,
Is it a bell or a siren?
It's more like the Purge at this point.
Yeah.
wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo.
So, when we get into the middle of it, and she acts a bad girl, and he decides to take her ass, which hilarious. The moment when she kind of wakes up in the middle of his ass removal surgery, which I'm sure is the medical procedure term,
That's totally.
and he
medically
slides over. And he's just kind of looking at her sideways and telling her what is happening. It was the most psychotic thing I've ever seen. And I'm just like, this man is just like channeling something
unhinged.
that
He's
is
unhinged.
beyond anything that I can comprehend. That's like
Yeah.
Christian Bale in a raincoat with an axe in American Psycho level psychotic.
Yeah. He's definitely a sociopath for sure.
Good God.
Did you guys watch the Independent Spirit Awards this year?
No.
So the two of them presented an award,
Yeah.
and she was wearing like a tight dress, and she literally said that she wore the dress. I'm paraphrasing, but she said she wore the dress just to prove she still had an ass.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Bravo.
The she we are referencing is Daisy Edgar Jones,
Yes.
who was also great playing
Yeah.
the role.
She's fantastic.
Fantastic performance.
She's fantastic. She's in Normal People. Is that the show she got famous on?
I believe so. That
Yes, I
sounds
haven't
right.
seen it, but I hear she is wonderful in that. And if she's anywhere near as good as she is here, I'm sure it's primo.
Yeah. Everything that she was, there was a big chef's kiss moment for her as well throughout the entire movie of like, I think the scene that sold it for me for her was towards the end, towards the big third act climax, let's call it, where just before he's picking her up for their dinner date, and she's just sitting there with the pink dress that he bought her, and is trying to like teach herself how to smile in a right way. I was just like, fuck, man. Yeah, all right. I was like sold completely on everything that she was doing with this character. It was perfect. It was perfect. Also, further to that final dinner, just because I want to talk about it since I'm on that thread right now, she definitely ate her friend's titty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I like that we never
100,
addressed it, but
100%.
she ate her titty.
Yeah.
The whole movie, he's just referencing things. Cause I saw it at Sundance, right? Like, well, I have to prop myself up.
Yeah,
I got to
yeah.
see it at Sundance, but watching it again, and I'm listening to the double entendres and like what he's saying.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the whole time he's hinting at what's going on
Yeah,
or
yeah.
what you're doing.
Yeah,
but
for
he
sure.
says they say something about breast
In that
meat.
one,
Yeah.
in that one, they do, like, he was always honest about, like, what kind of meat. Well, for the first meal, you saw the meat it was basically a torso.
Yeah.
And then for that one, like, he specifically said, oh, yeah, you're eating breast meat. And he's like, I bet it tastes familiar.
Familiar, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
oh, man. And then, like, later on, like, it's not expressly said that her titty was cut off because we never saw it happen.
Mm-hmm.
We knew she
Oh,
was dragged
no.
to the surgery room, and we knew something happened. And then she was like, "Oh, my titty," and like, yeah, and that's where I was like, "Oh, shit!" And she didn't Ralph that one up after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just digesting titty.
Yeah. Well, it is. Breast is best, right?
Yeah,
Breast
That makes
is
sense.
best.
It makes sense.
save the breast for last.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
Absolutely.
That was I liked the food preparation.
Oh yeah. It was like food porn.
Oh yeah, man. That was like Netflix's Chef's Table levels of like exquisitely created food porn.
Oh yeah.
like food, but definitely Food Network worthy, like just MasterChef
Yeah.
quality dish.
I should have looked through the credits to find out who was like the on-set chef for that.
seriously,
Because-
seriously.
fuck. I know it wasn't human, but it looked
Do
fucking.
you-
It looked
Well,
kind of tasty. I'm
do
not
you
gonna lie.
How method is Sebastian Stan?
I don't know, man. He said he doesn't eat animals.
He eats the. Oh fuck! What is that line? The most dangerous game.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I really enjoyed the different, like, I enjoyed the food prep. I enjoyed how she kept focusing on mouths
Oh yeah.
and like
Yeah.
chewing.
Yep.
And there was always all these like really intricate close-ups.
Yep.
And I just thought, as a debut feature, like, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's such a great film.
That's incredible for a debut. Like that's
It's
nuts.
such a great
Like
film.
the shots
right?
were so intricate and like it was almost like choreographed, and the way the way the sequences were, it was almost like dreamlike. Cinematography was outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
And not only that, like beyond that, so the writer also has 4 credits to her name. The writer was Lauren Kahn. What a ridiculous amount of world building
Oh, yeah.
that only kind of like it definitely helps fill out the world, but like, man, this place felt completely lived in. Like there is this entire underground network of like the 1% of the 1% who eat exclusively human, it seems. And Sebastian Stan has enough to set up a fucking delivery service,
Yeah.
like Hello Fresh delivery service.
Yeah, but is he the only one doing it?
No. And like the fact that holy shit, like there was so much that just it was just like it started off with such like a simple premise of like, okay, we're comparing online dating sucks, meet cute happens. Oh, this is gonna be a nice romantic fairy tale. I mean, my red flag right away was like, oh, let's go away together. I'm like, man, it's been like 2 days. Let's settle down.
And no social.
And
No
yeah,
social,
and absolutely no socials.
I get that she's dickmatized, because I would be dickmatized too, but still.
Yeah,
And the fucking guy didn't even give a last name. Like,
true.
Yeah,
like,
it's
He's just
so-
Steve.
there's three, and Steve,
Dr. Steve.
Dr. Steve, the most fucking whitest name
Yeah.
in the fucking book, and 3 red flags right off the bat. And she's like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
do it.
go up
Let's-
north to the
yeah.
middle of nowhere.
with no signal.
Well, she didn't know there would be no signal, and she also is trying to do something different, because fucking dickhead Chad at the beginning is another one of those fucking shitty men.
Right,
Shout
yeah,
out-
and men
no,
are trash.
No shout outs to men.
No,
we're all
men are
shitty.
trash.
We're trash.
No, we're trash.
But I like that it was just, it started off like that. It was just like, oh, okay. And then it took that sinister turn. You're like, oh, okay. And then as you got deeper and deeper, like it was just like, and then, and it just kept building layers on top that were just like, that wasn't present like 10 minutes ago. Like now it's not, oh, this guy's sinister and a little bit fucked up. Oh, he's keeping me in my basement. Oh, he serves, he kills people. Oh no, he serves flesh from women. Oh, he sets up a delivery service for the top 1% of the 1%. Oh, he's a cannibal himself. Oh, his wife was one of his victims. Oh, like, his wife is in on it. Oh, fuck. Like, it just, like,
Just keeps building
built
and building
all the way
and
to the
building.
end, to the very end. It
Yeah.
was just, like, nonstop world building that doesn't really need a payoff. It doesn't go anywhere.
No.
Like,
I was gonna say they don't really do anything with it. It just kind of sets you in the thing.
Yeah.
And whereas other movies would be like, we're going after the rest of them.
Yeah.
It's like, no. It's just
what?
Like,
You
you don't
going
need to-
after the rest of them.
you don't
One
need to
girl's
see-
missing her ass. Other girl's missing her fucking leg. The only one that's kind of whole is Molly, who's only missing a titty. Like,
Well, we don't know if it's a titty or tit per plural.
okay,
Titty.
it could be
Can we
both,
say-
but
can we
still.
just say breasts. You guys keep
Breasts.
saying titties.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Breasts.
We'll go with the correct term of breasts.
Breasts. Either way, yeah, there is a lot of. I just appreciated that it didn't get lost in that. It stayed focused, and it was on the two of them, and then the side, and then a couple of side characters.
Yeah.
But it was focused, and I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed that. Yeah, I enjoyed how sinister it was, and just how funny it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
like all the way through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just really funny and
Dark shit.
Dark,
Yeah,
very
it's bleak.
dark.
I
and
remember when
bleak
I was
shit.
watching, I was like,
Yeah.
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 Just-
Dave just shaking.
Just
I
shaking
just
in
like
fear.
I just
Yeah.
needed a cold shower after
Yeah.
watching it.
Yeah.
But I loved it then. I love it now, and fuck Chad.
Fuck Chad.
Yeah, fuck that
And
guy.
fucking Chad right at the end.
Oh,
you
yeah.
up?
Yeah.
That was so
Fuck
good.
you,
glorious.
buddy.
So good.
Glorious.
That was good. That was
Also,
good.
everything about that bartender, like, smart dude. Like,
Like-
Molly, very smart. Here's my location. Smart dude for taking a screenshot of that location in case the signal went away. And then smart dude for getting there and going,
Nope.
nah, man. Nah, I'm out.
I remember the line too. He was like driving back. He's like, I've seen this fucking movie. I was like, yep, definitely. You are smart. You're getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Bruh, fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was specific to kind of show how she was dickmatized, or how she was just like throwing cash into the wind.
Right,
And
right.
then the other girl was like, okay, I'm going to be safe because like I need to be safe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because she saw the red flags, and now there was even more. So she was like, it was too late for Noah, but Molly was like on the trail. She was the detective, so of course she had the extra. I mean, it didn't work, but she still lost a breast or two.
It was almost like when my wife and I were watching it yesterday. It was almost like Get Out. Like we were getting like real like Get Out vibes from it because of the way it was, because of the way the way Molly went about things. Like it was very much like Little Rel putting the pieces together and like going to the house and
Probably
Yeah.
more fleshed out than Lil Ray Howery.
obviously
in
more
Get Out.
fleshed out and stuff.
Yeah.
But we still got
Less
Get Out
about-
vibes from it.
And less about shitty white people.
Yeah, more about shitty white men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
They're
shitty white people,
They're
shitty
pretty.
white men.
They're pretty much on the same wavelength.
Potato.
I'm not taking. I'm not taking.
It's not a
taking
take
it
on
away.
racism.
It's not a
like-
take on racism and everything. It's just the way.
I get what
that-
you're saying. I
Yeah.
get what you're saying.
The way Get Out happened, and then the way they're very similar. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay. I'll let you have it.
All right, continue on with Flesh.
Fresh.
But also flesh.
But also Flesh.
Also, did you guys notice when he first meets her, there's a sign above that says fresh meat?
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't actually see that. That's actually
Yeah.
quite funny.
Yeah, the only sign I caught and noticed beyond the fresh meat thing, which I was like, oh, fun, was the Shoppers Drug
Oh,
Mart
yeah.
sign
Yeah.
as they were like getting ready to go up north. I was
Yeah,
like, ooh,
across the street.
Shoppers.
Yeah, it was filmed in BC.
yeah.
BC. Okay, that,
That
makes
makes
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, some old growth forest that they drove into.
Yeah, that made more sense than it being filmed in Ontario because I'm like, there's not that much forest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
I
like
mean,
that.
yeah,
Not like that kind of forest.
not that close to a city anyway. You gotta.
I definitely knew it was Canada, judging from like the street signs and stuff. And I'm just like, America's street signs don't look like that. And
It was just
when-
the shoppers.
no, it was street. No,
The
there's
street
there was
signs
a
too?
street signs. There were street signs too that I noticed for sure.
Well, I'm glad you guys really enjoyed this one because I regretted not bringing you over to watch it the first time I saw it, but I watched it at like 1 a.m.
Oh damn!
Yeah. And I wish we could have all watched it because I would have loved to have seen your reactions to this as it played out. But I just think it's a solid movie, and I think it's been a solid year for
absolutely.
horror so far. It's,
Yeah.
Definitely
we're
solid
like,
year.
we're 3
March.
months in, and like it's been banger city
Yeah.
left and right. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that it continues on this wavelength because I really want to see the Ethan Hawke one, Black
Phone.
Phone. I
yeah.
want to see that,
That won't be good.
and Halloween,
Yeah.
Halloween. Yeah.
and I want to see Uma,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we all saw X, which was terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific movie.
Like
yeah.
it's a good year. It's a good year for horror, and I hope
Yeah.
it continues to be just as good as this. And I hope they're not all like bitch ass.
Yeah. we hope a lot of things are not like bitch ass. As a note, I guess right now, Fresh is like my favorite movie of the year so far. I've been kind of tracking them as I go, and like it's my highest rated one, and it's
That's high praise.
totally worth your time. Like,
oh yeah.
Oh,
it's
for sure.
it's incredible. If you have not seen it and you're still listening to this, even though I mean we kind of spoiled it, but it doesn't really matter.
Well, we didn't
The-
spoil the whole thing.
Yeah, and like
there's still some stuff in there.
the suspense and the humor and the way that it plays out. I mean, we can't do it justice.
And how
It's-
viciously violent it gets.
Oh my god,
It's vicious.
the end is just.
It's so
It's
vicious.
worth the price you pay for the entry. Like,
Oh, for sure.
Also, credits 35 minutes in,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
so good.
When that came out of nowhere, I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what? What am I watching? Drive My Car? What is
Right?
this?
And I dug the '70s aesthetic with the credit sequence, right? And how it was like a callback to like the way '70s movies were. Like I got that '70s vibe from it
Yep.
for sure, and it was gorgeous credit sequence.
While not aping almost anything from the 70s. Like, that is wholly its own psychotic thing.
Yeah.
But just like, it's just a solid debut from a solid director. Apparently, like, I can't wait to see what else they do now. Like, it's Jesus, that solid script, beautiful performances. Like, it works on, like, there's no, I don't have a weak link in that story. Maybe the silent native that carries the boxes from the house to the car. I don't. Where did he go? Where did Mr. Bolo tie end up at the end?
I'm assuming he went to someone.
Dragging Sebastian's body. Sorry, Dr. Steve's body back inside the house.
I assume he went to the next guy's house to go get more meat. It can't just be Dr. Steve doing it, right?
True.
That's true. I will say that I do have a criticism though, and I'll probably take flack from both of you for this, but I felt that it was a little...
The fuck out of here.
Yeah. See, there you go. Someone's got to be the bad guy. I will be the bad guy. I felt that it was a little long. It trailed on a little too long, and there were points where Sebastian Stan was just talking, and I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm done with you rambling, and I just want to keep it going. But it could also be I watched it a little bit late at night. Like, we were watching it around 10 o'clock at night. It was
Sure.
long day at work.
Sure.
Weak.
Yeah, I know. I had to say it. I had to say criticism. We can't just keep fucking praising
No, I was
everything.
saying the weak sauce on the 10 o'clock.
Was the 10 p.m.
It was
yeah.
the 10 p.m.
Yeah, the weak
Well,
sauce
like,
at 10
fucking,
o'clock.
I'm getting old, man.
But that said, when you're going on about that, is that not another take on dating culture?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Would
I would
that
say
not be
it.
part of it? Because at the
Yeah.
beginning, when he's just droning on,
Droning on and on,
she's not
yeah.
even paying attention
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah.
Would you saying he's droning on and on and on? Would that not be part of the dating thing?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. I just
No, you're right. It
No.
does go on.
yeah.
There's some points that could have been tightened up, but I
Yeah.
would say it's deliberate that he keeps going on and he keeps talking himself
That's
up because
fair.
he's a shitty guy.
He's a shitty guy. He's
and he's
trying,
mansplaining how to
It-
cut up a body and cook it.
Yeah.
which is pretty fucked up in itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
But
I mean,
I-
he's been doing it since he was 19.
yeah.
Yeah, that's even.
And he really
more
thinks he
fucked up.
turned her like immediately.
Nah.
That she's already
man. She
she's
fucked
going through
up, man.
Stockholm
She
syndrome
fucked up, yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
She's been there for like a day and a half. Calm
No,
down.
He was also she was blinded by the dick, but he was also blinded. Like he was.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, he was in too deep.
He was in too deep.
Yeah, the whole deeper subtext there was like he was ready to replace his wife with a younger model.
As
his
you
wife
do.
/ victim with a younger model.
As you do.
Exactly.
And so he was already head over heels. He was blinded already. He was making stupid mistakes, like during that dinner where he forgot to like lock her back up again. Like it was already like, no, I trust this girl too much, and like I think she's fucked up because she's like the only one that's shown interest in this, and probably harkening back to that other girl with where the note was left in the magazine of, hey, if you're reading this, that means he actually likes you, and keep fighting.
Yeah.
I would love to know, or I kind of wish that instead of eating Melissa and Hope, which hilarious, I loved every dig at Melissa being a boring name for the meal that they were eating.
Apologies to my wife, who's actually named Melissa.
Yes, did she have a good chuckle at that moment?
She didn't appreciate it
Yeah, I
because
bet.
when they said that, I looked
Yeah.
over at her and I kind of gave her the eyes, and she kind of wanted to,
Yeah.
probably chop me up.
Chop you up and cook up some Tony.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
like I wish instead of one of those two, it was that girl that left the note, so that we could have found out what the fuck happened to her.
Doesn't matter.
I guess it doesn't matter, but like it's still the
Doesn't
last
matter.
one that had any special treatment left a note in a magazine, and I guess she's dead because she was on the cubby wall of collectible accoutrement from ladies.
Collectibles. Yeah.
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 That was fucked up too. That-
Yeah, behind
they
the
wanted-
painting.
they-
and the
they
fact
wanted
that she
no-
was so close to it on the first day, like she was about to touch the painting.
Yeah.
And all that shit was right behind there, and then he had to come in with his fucking nectarine, old fashioned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's another.
I don't trust nectarines anymore.
That was
No.
another red flag. You're not gonna watch him make your drink. Like I feel like that's the biggest rookie amateur
Well,
mistake.
she was already in too deep at that point. She was
Yeah,
already
but,
"Oh,
like,
whatever. This
I love
guy's
that you
fine."
don't even see him. Like you just see
Nope.
him fuck
Yeah.
around. In
You
the
just see him fuck
background.
around in the back. You don't even see anything, and he's like, you knew immediately
It's-
once she took a sip. I'm like, oh no, she fucking poisoned.
Yeah. It was definitely like a roofie colada.
Yeah,
but-
roofie colada for sure, featuring nectarine, obviously.
Featuring.
But I like that ruse too of like, yeah, guess what I put in here. Guess what the special ingredient was, just to keep making her drink. And every time she guessed, it was like, and who fucking knows if it was nectarine?
It probably
It could have
was.
been fucking tangerine. It could have been fucking peach. It could
He
have
said
been
it was
something.
nectarine.
He said it was nectarine.
He's a stand-up guy. He doesn't lie.
True.
He
True.
never lied.
True.
He never lied to her.
Well, I mean, he lied about the Wi-Fi, but
Yeah, he lied about the wife.
Which is dick move.
actually,
That
no,
is
he
a
didn't.
dick move.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
No,
I
he
guess he
did.
said, "Oh, I guess it's out right now."
yeah.
But every time there was somewhere close to a red flag, he would always pivot. Like every single talking point that was like, "Oh, you're not on social media? Oh no, I'm not." And then it's like, "Hey, you want to dance?" Like it was just like
Yeah, he's,
pivot away.
He knows
pivot
what
away.
he knows
Yeah.
what he's doing, but
It's not
like
his
he's-
first rodeo.
It's not his first rodeo.
Clearly.
Clearly.
but he clearly
Yeah.
the man didn't lie. Men are scum, but he didn't lie.
Yeah. I wonder if he was tasting like, or he was saying that you could taste the fear in the meat. If I wonder if you could taste the absolutely bonkers in the Melissa, because that girl had lost her marbles by the time she showed up. Holy fuck!
Yeah. And you mentioned behind the painting, but like when he's packing the shit up and he's
Yeah.
like putting their
Yeah.
possession, like
Yeah.
holy Jesus.
Yeah, man.
There's so much said but not said.
Yeah. I enjoyed his Kobe toss of like Kobe
Oh,
into,
yeah.
into the box
yeah,
with the
yeah.
tossing the meat from like half court distance.
He was,
Incredible. And like he's just having a gay old time. He's dancing around his fucking
having a
table.
blast.
Yeah.
Like literally, you could tell.
I wonder what the direction from the director was on that one. Just dance.
Yeah. Hey, look, Sebastian, here's what we need. We're going to put this song on. We're going to give you a whole bunch of vacuum sealed meat. There are all of these boxes, and there's a whole bunch of lingerie as well. All we need you to do is somehow get that meat and that lingerie into those boxes. We're going to play music.
You do
You do
boo-boo.
exactly what you want to do.
And go.
You know who your character is by now.
He was just having a complete blast. Like he
Yeah.
completely lost himself in that character. He was unrecognizable but recognizable at the
Yeah.
same time. But you could tell he was having fun.
Yeah. I did have like a weird alternative casting moment. I think in that same moment I was talking about earlier where during the ass removal surgery, he oh sorry Dave, you want the politically correct one? During the posterior removal surgery, buttocks removal. And he wheels
You can
over
say
and he's
that.
kind of like
Say what you want.
he's kind of like tilted and talking to her. I was like in Sebastian Stan's face, and I never quite really noticed it until that exact shot. You could have replaced him with Brad Pitt in this movie, in the most unhinged role for Brad Pitt, and it could have worked. It would have been way too big, and Brad Pitt is not that much of a risk taker, I don't think.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
But he
12
could
12
have.
monkeys though.
But he could have. And at that moment, I was like,
He's-
man, I could see it, kind of, and just kind of like Sebastian Stan kind of looks like Brad Pitt if you squint really hard,
Well, he looks more like like a young Mark Hamill.
or young Mark Hamill, yeah, with like wider cheekbones. Yeah, I was just like in that moment, I'm like, that could have been a weird alternative casting if like, Brad Pitt wanted to do something that wasn't lame. What was the last thing he did? Moneyball?
He won an Oscar for Once Upon a Time in
Oh,
Hollywood.
that's right. Once Upon a Time,
Which
in
was a
Hollywood. That's
fantastic
right.
performance.
That's
so,
right, I
like,
forgot
And he's
about
in
that.
Bullet Train, which looks unhinged.
Oh, can't forget about Lost City. He's in.
Yeah,
too.
he's in the
Oh,
Lost
he's in
City.
Lost City.
Yeah.
Nice. Look at him. Look at him
Look
have
at-
a career still.
Look at him.
He's a dependable leading man, Jimmy. I don't know what you're smoking, but he's
He's dependable. He's dependable.
He's
for
like
sure.
one. He's like one of the last A-listers left.
Sure.
who's still making who can still bring butts and
He can,
put
yeah,
butts
you
in
put
seats.
butts in
Butts in
seats. Butts in
seats,
seats.
Right, Ad Astra didn't do that well, but like
Ad
people went to
Astra.
go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not do a Brad Pitt retrospective right now.
No. I think if you had someone as older as Brad Pitt, I don't think it would have worked as well.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
there's a gap between Sebastian and Daisy. Is it Daisy? What's her name?
Oh, yes.
I got it.
Daisy Edgar Jones, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an age gap there, but I think the wider age gap, I don't think it would have worked as well. But
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying.
It could have worked. And yeah, Sebastian Stan, 1982, I guess. And Daisy Edgar Jones, 1998.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Good Christ.
Yeah.
Good gravy.
What have
Did
I
you-
done with my life?
Did you realize how old you are
Yeah.
in this moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you.
I
did.
remember 1998 as a year. I was there.
It was a very good year.
Good Lord, she was like 3 when the towers fell.
Does she remember 9/11? I bet she doesn't.
Wow, I feel old. And also, that is a weird age gap, but Sebastian Stan does not look like he's born in 1982.
No, not at all.
He is a young man.
It's not that bad. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not super pronounced.
No. It works for this movie. There's
It works for
absolutely
the
like you just buy it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
you
like some
just
of the
buy
other
it.
films that came out where there was like, oh, that age gap. It's Licorice Pizza age gap.
Plus, they make
Ugh.
him look a little bit younger though. Like he's baby face in this, where
yeah, fully
right,
clean
so
shaven,
like clean
yeah.
shaven. He shaves a couple of years off. It's not like Winter Soldier where he has like the facial hair and he actually
God.
looks like he's been through some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Did you realize that the age gap in Licorice Pizza is less of an age gap than it is here?
Yeah. Yeah. It sure is. Sure is. Not so much with Red Rocket, but
Yeah, that one. That's a little closer to what you're getting at. That's a little closer to what you're getting at.
that was the other one I was getting to, but I figured I'd start with Licorice Pizza and not the Red Rocket that like no one's seen.
I just love that everyone keeps hating on Licorice Pizza, but it's like Red Rocket's right there, guys.
Yeah, man.
Red Rockets are right there.
And Red Rocket is way more uncomfortable to watch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Getting off topic, boys. Let's get back
true.
to
That's
Fresh.
true. But Fresh, it's near the top of my list as well. I
Yep.
think it's very well done. Whatever small qualms I have with it,
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. It's worth watching.
It's
Definitely.
a weird abrupt ending. Doesn't matter.
Worth watching.
You know what? It still closes out pretty strong. I loved everything about
Yeah.
the ending.
Yeah.
I
It's
love
just
it.
it's just weird and abrupt. I like the way that it ended. It was just like, oh, I guess they're still in the woods. All right.
All right.
Again, you don't need.
You
don't
fill
need-
in the
It's
rest.
it's the kind of
Yeah.
movie
You fill
that
in.
does very well at just being like, you know what, you don't need it.
Exactly.
You don't. We're
Yeah.
gonna take all this extra information. You don't need it.
Less is more.
Less is more.
Less is 100% more.
Absolutely.
Because other people would have. There would have been more about the 1%, the 1% of the 1%. There would have been what happens afterwards. There would have
Yeah.
been
There
this.
definitely would have been
this.
them running on the road,
this.
and
Yeah,
the
you have your
bartender finds them.
Yeah,
and-
there would
Yeah.
have been so many other things, and you don't need it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No, none
It's
of
a
it matters. We got
simple
to the
story, simple plot.
End. Yeah.
You're in, you're out.
Although they also, I mean, not that Sebastian Stan and his victim wife were morally upstanding people, but they definitely orphaned a fucking child in this.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Well, when they make Fresh 2 in
Ooh, Electric Boogaloo.
in 20 years, I'm sure he can come for his revenge.
Yeah, that's it. He's coming back. Yeah, he's gotta live out Dr. Steve and his mom's fucking life revenge and like find those women even though they're gonna be like 50 something, and he's coming for that other ass cheek.
I thought he cut out both.
He might have cut out both. I just assumed it. Yeah, you know what? It was probably both.
Yeah.
He's coming for that leg.
There you go. That's better.
That's better.
Turn her into pseudo mommy.
That's better. That's better.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, jeez.
Okay, so am I ringing the spoiler bell?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Wee-oo, 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 wee-oo.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this feels like it's probably going to be our shortest main segment that we've done in a while.
Yeah.
Mainly because we don't really have much else to say about Fresh other than go fucking watch it.
Go
Yeah.
watch it. The more we talk about it, the more we ruin it.
Yeah.
You know what? In this terms of this podcast, less is more.
Yeah.
So let's
Go
not
enjoy
say
it.
anything.
Go watch it.
Exactly.
It's less than 2 hours. You can find less than 2 hours of your life, 114 minutes of your life to be specific, of your time that you can sit down and watch this. It's worth all 114 of those minutes.
I'm
Absolutely.
just so glad I don't have to do the Tinder thing.
Oh God, yeah, right.
I'm glad I never did the Tinder thing.
Yeah, no, that looks hellish.
Yeah.
at this point.
That looks like a fucking
Even though
nightmare.
it was fake movie Tinder, not branded Tinder, but
I love fake movie Tinder.
yeah, it's great. Why is there not co-branding with Tinder? Is it because we always just shit on the fact that online dating sucks balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tinder's not helping their
No.
own cause.
I think just dating in general is.
Did that unsolicited? Did that dick pic surprise you? Because I was like,
No.
oh God,
No.
No.
I knew it was coming.
It was
But-
the moment he's like, "You're cute." I was like, "Oh, for
Oh,
Christ's
no.
sake!"
Oh yeah, what's your dog's name? Bingo. How about you show me something? Oh God, you
Yeah.
fucking. Ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
men suck.
Men
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah,
Men suck.
especially Chad.
Yeah, fuck Chad.
Like we're back into this. I'm gonna have to like recut
I-
this entire episode. But
No, you don't need to.
No.
Fuck
Chad.
Chad.
fuck Chad at the beginning. Oh
I
yeah,
just
can you
lo-
bring some
Apologies
and,
to every one of our fans that are named Chad.
Only them though.
Only them though.
Now,
Not
if you're a
this
fan of this
Chad.
podcast, you get a buy.
You get a buy. If you're not, then
Otherwise,
fuck you.
Chad. Fuck you. You fucking cheap
Chad.
bastard.
You Chad.
Like, oh, you just don't have to put in as much tip, and I'm gonna take your leftovers.
Yeah, what the fuck? You know, my
Fuck
brother's
that
in
guy.
town. I'm gonna just take
Yeah.
these leftovers. She's barely fucking had any of it.
Yeah.
But
And
okay.
she's a stuck-up bitch. Fuck you, Chad.
You're not even my type.
Yeah.
Bro, you just wanted a free fucking meal. you-
Exactly.
You fucking freeloading hippie scumbag. The fuck
That
outta here.
scarf too. Little.
Oh
Fucking
my god, when the
asshole.
scarf went into the fucking noodles, hilarious.
Oh, I really like this scarf. Then why
Go
the fuck, are
fuck
you wearing it?
yourself.
You should have checked your scarf at the door.
Yeah.
Should have handed it to the
piece of
Asian
shit.
lady that you spoke condescendingly to. Sparkling water? You understand? She understands. She owns
She
a
gets
Chinese
it.
restaurant in fucking what is supposed to be like northwestern United States. She knows what you're talking about. Fuck you, Chad.
Fuck Chad. That guy is good though.
Yeah.
The,
No, he
the
played
gentleman
really
who
well.
played
He's a
Chad.
fucking asshole.
He's
I
a
loved
fucking
it.
asshole.
He did
Yeah.
well. He did well for himself. But fuck Chad.
Fuck Chad.
I just love that we just keep going off about poor Chad.
Yeah, no one cares about Chad.
Brett Dyer.
Brett Dyer, yeah.
He's really good in it.
Yeah.
For his bit part, he makes quite the impression.
Yeah. Honestly, just solid all around. So let's wrap up this segment and let's move into our usual final segment. We're back with a usual final. It's our favorite, your favorite, Tony's favorite, Dave's New Blues.
Dave's New Blues.
Dave, what do you got this week? Do you have at least 6 more Amazon packages come in?
I actually didn't have any packages come in this week.
Oh, so we're digging in the vault for this one.
No, we don't have to dig too far. Because there's lots coming in, but recently Arrow Video, which I always wanted to get into, and then I've really gone off the deep end since
Oh,
the
sure.
pandemic
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Now, Arrow for because I don't think I own a single Arrow copy of anything.
American
You do
Werewolf.
actually.
Do I?
American Werewolf.
American Werewolf. You're
The
right.
Steelbook.
So Arrow
Such a
for
beautiful
we've been whispering sweet nothings into Criterion's ear for the last few episodes, but Arrow, they specialize more in horror films. Yeah,
I would say
Or
more
cult.
more mainstream cult,
Yeah.
Cool.
horror, sci-fi,
Right.
that sort of thing. Like they're not hoity-toity like Criterion.
Right. We're talking about films that mean a lot to a very specific group of people.
Yeah, but
Exactly,
they're not like they're movies you would recognize.
Yeah.
Whereas there are other distributors who make movies you would not recognize.
No.
Who are even more niche than Arrow. All of that said, last summer Arrow put out a limited edition of True Romance.
Right.
Tony Scott's seminal 1993 picture, written by Quentin Tarantino.
Yes. The Feet Man himself.
Yes. That movie's has cult written all over it. And I love it to death.
Yep.
Great film.
Such a great film. But they only brought it out in the UK, so Tony and I had to order
Tony
it.
Baldwin, not Tony Scott.
No, not Tony Scott. Not Tony
Rest
Scott.
in peace, Tony
Rest
Scott.
in peace, Tony
R.I.P.
Scott.
Pour one out for our homie, Tony Scott.
So Tony and you.
I need a moment.
Oh.
Moment of
I'm so
silence
sorry.
for Tony Scott.
I need a moment. It's just so they took Tony and not Ridley.
Hey man, Ridley put out The Last Duel last year, and what the you guys are still sleeping on that movie, and it's so fucking good.
Look,
Forget House of Gooch.
House of Gooch had its
every
moments.
movie Tony Scott brought out, banger.
Yeah, certified bangers.
Banger
Every
after
2
banger.
or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 Ridley Scott ones, banger. All right, all right. He was due for another banger. Okay, the last one was what? The Martian.
Yeah.
Right.
The Counselor.
That was before The Martian.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a while since
It's-
he's had a good hit.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a hit. Nobody went to see it.
True.
Poor bastards. It did get Best Comedy at the Golden Globes.
The Last Duel.
Oh, I thought we were... Buddy, I thought we were still talking about fucking Martian. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
The great comedy, The Last.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't
I
doubt it that The Last Duel is a comedy.
I remember when The Martian.
You're
won
right.
Best comedy
I'm so
at the
sorry.
Golden
I'm so
Globes.
sorry.
Oh, that was a funny.
I mean, The
day.
Last Duel is a comedy if you'd like to imagine that someone who grew up in Boston is somehow in medieval times. That's with like an egg blonde dyed hair.
Yeah, that was
talking
weird.
specifically about Ben Affleck in this.
Yeah.
He's just wacko. Like
I heard he was great.
he's great. I love it.
He's
It's
really
just
good
like-
at-
I'm only going to watch it for
It's
Ben
weird.
Affleck.
He's really good in Tender Bar too.
I still have to watch that.
I still
I
have
should
to watch that too.
It's not the greatest film, but you know, my homie Ben Affleck.
Shout out to Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
So
he's a lot
anyway,
better.
we-
He's a
we
lot
are-
better there than he is in Deep Water. Let me tell you.
Oh,
Let me tell you.
oh man.
Well, we'll save that for another day. So me and Tony had to ship it from the UK, and it was a gorgeous 4K edition. It looks the best it's ever looked. I've never seen the theatrical cut
Right.
of True Romance. I've only ever seen the unrated director's cut, so it includes both,
Nice.
which is interesting what they cut out, and it's not everything you would think.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what version I've seen. The only version of True Romance that I own is the one from the Tarantino XX collection.
How vicious is the part with her fighting Tony Soprano?
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty vicious.
Yeah, so I guess it's the
Does
director's.
she beat him with a shotgun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
director's.
Yeah. But I don't.
Yeah,
but I
that
also
scene. That
don't
scene.
know if-
That scene's a little shorter.
That's
in the-
that's
the
after
actual-
she like pumps him full of anything that was left in that shot.
Yeah, she doesn't beat him in the theatrical one with the shotgun.
Fuck.
Like there's a lot less. That scene it's still an unsettling scene to watch.
Right.
It's like it's such a bittersweet scene because you're like, yeah, you fucking get it.
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
him,
yeah.
girl. But at the same time, you're like,
All right, he's dead.
okay, I gotta keep watching
He's
you beat on
still-
Patricia Arquette. All right,
still
all right,
going.
all right,
Oh my
he's
God.
still going. But it's it's a viciously violent film, but it is romantic.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and it has a fucking wild supporting cast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's bananas.
It's bananas,
It
that
is
movie.
bananas. All of this said, we had to ship it in from the UK, and it sold out pretty quick. But Arrow finally announced that they are bringing it out in the US and Canada.
Yeah.
So if you did not ship it in from the UK like we did, now is your chance
Oh,
to get it,
yes.
and you definitely should.
Yes.
If you don't have True Romance, if you do have True Romance, doesn't matter. This needs to be on your shelf.
Yes.
Gorgeous edition.
Yes.
Arrow
is-
did a fantastic job.
It is on my shopping list. It is waiting for my stock reminder, Dave Baldwin, to tell me that it's back in stock and ready for me to purchase immediately.
Oh, yes.
So I've turned on my notifications so that I'm woken up at 3:00 in the morning when he's gotten his notification that it's in,
I do
so
it
that I
again.
can wake up and buy it immediately. But I'm looking forward to it. I haven't, as I said, like the only version I have is the one that's part of the Tarantino XX collection, which is fine, and it's in Blu-ray and it's high def and all that, but
it isn't 4K.
It's not 4K. HDR.
You need that
That's what I
Christian
need.
Slater
And it has
in
Dolby
4K.
Vision.
Oh, and DV. That's all I need.
Please support our podcast, Arrow Video.
Oh, Arrow Video. I was like, Dolby Vision? I think Dolby might. We might.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
The audio for this podcast is presented in Dolby Spatial Audio.
Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos. Yeah. Listen to us in 7.1. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Yeah, you don't want to listen.
You don't know.
to
You don't want to hear Tony's voice coming from the ceiling.
But I do want to hear you chew on cotton candy grapes.
That I will pay for gladly.
That's going to be on. You know what? That's there's Finger Guns After Dark. It's just an ASMR channel of me eating things way too close to the mic. What am I eating? Is it a grape? Is it a glass of cum? You don't know.
Jeez.
What the fuck?
I think that about wraps us up for this week.
Please, for the love of God.
Tune in again in 2 weeks, and we'll have another banger of an episode. Hopefully, where James doesn't drink cum on the mics.
Preferably no cum drinking in the next episode. Oh, Jesus, he did it.
Sorry, Mom, if you're listening to this.
Mom, I'm so sorry. You raised us better than this.
I'm Dave.
I'm Tony.
I'm James.
And no, Tony, you are not vengeance.
I am vengeance.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.